I think I'm live. Am I live? Hello, hello. Oh yeah. I think I'm live. Oh, there we are. Am I live? You know what I realized? Since I'm not talking to anybody, I don't need to hear anything. I don't need my headphones. All right, cool. So that's working. We're live. We got lighting. My mic's too close to my head. All right, we are definitely live streaming. There's a couple of people here. Let's see. We got Cyber Dude. Look at that. Daniel Lawson. It's like he never left. I heard there's got to be a Warzone tonight. I'm going to get on that shit. Pass me another. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. So, I'm nearsighted. I don't need these. All right, so we're back, and I have an agenda for you guys. I created an agenda for this show. This is the pilot show, Warzone Aftermath 000. And while you may be, some of you may be really happy that I came. I know you're QL. Daniel, I know you're QL. I know. What's up, Big Daddy? Well, how you doing? Like, why is it that I've come out of retirement? Why? Like, it's been 3 years since I did a show. I think the last show I did was Warzone in Space, which everybody loved Warzone in Space, and it was just audio, and got a lot of good feedback from there. But, you know, I am passionate about these things. I like doing these things. I'm at a different point in my life, and I'm older, and I feel really good. I'm very happy right now in life, with myself, with my health, with what's going on with me. It's good times, you know. I'm in a great relationship. My son's a full-grown man. You know, I'm a grandfather again. Got the cutest little grandbaby. Just lots of stuff going on. I've decided what I want to do, what makes me happy. And, you know, once you find your lane, you stay in that lane. Like, you know, there's no reason to, hold on a second. You stay in that lane. And that's what I've done. I started, as you know, I started going back to the CES last year after a long hiatus at the CES. And that's when I really realized that, damn, I still love this stuff. And unlike before, where it was expensive for me and I was using up all my vacation to do it, because I'm better off financially now, I feel like it's not as much of a burden. So, yeah. Cyber Dude, what was your name on the old show? Were you one of the quiet ones that never spoke, and you were actually Cyber Dude, or did you go by another name? So yeah, so I'm back into it. I'll be back at the Consumer Electronics Show in January, covering more tech. Warzone Aftermath is basically not only what's going on with me in this day and age at the age of 54, but how I feel about video games at this juncture. Technology and what's going on with tech, you know. So it's another change from what Warzone used to be. As you know, when we first started, it was complete chaos. Everybody had a voice, and it was crazy, but it was fun. And then I went to it's only me talking, but I'll occasionally have other people talk. Now it's just me. It's me talking and you interacting with me through the YouTube chat system. So this is the beginning. This is a pilot. So if there's any kinks or anything, we'll figure them out. It's Hayabusa. Longtime fan, Hayabusa. But if you've been following what I've been doing, I've been trying to, Davis Daily at least 3 times a week. I've been doing streams again, Tuesday night Titanfall Tuesdays. I do other random game streams, and I even do stuff on the weekends sometimes. And it's really fun. So, yes, I'm out of retirement once again to do another podcast. Who knows how long it's going to go? I think it'll go longer than the last one. I think doing it on Wednesday nights for an hour is much better than the let's do a 6-hour show and watch the sun come up. There's Kalel. I listen to you through a regular podcast app, not live. Interesting. So we got 8 people on. So I need your guys' help. So I'm still trying to get monetized on this channel. I need like 2,000 more watch hours. So what you guys can do for me, if you like, if you go onto the main YouTube site, on the main Warzone or Davis Daily, you'll see there's a playlist there for the war zones, all the war zones. Like before you go to work or before you go to bed, just start the playlist and go to sleep. Because that's got to be over. The average show, let's just say the average show was 2.5 hours. And there's like 70 shows. I think there's 70 shows on YouTube, 70 war zones, maybe a little bit more. So 2.5 hours times 70, that's a lot of friggin' hours. So if every person plays every war zone, just lets it play on their computer, it's adding those public watch hours, and it'll get me up to 3,000 public watch hours. It's so stupid how they do this. And then I could be monetized, and then we could do some really cool stuff. I'll throw it up on Roku. There you go. Yeah, and just you could do the Davis Daily stuff too, but the Warzone stuff goes on for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. So, it's what are we talking about? Like 160, 170 hours, probably more than that. And if everybody does, if 10 people do that, that's 1,700 hours. If 20 people do it, I get monetized. You can do stuff like super chats. You can buy me a coffee or whatever. Just little things, because I don't really like depending on YouTube advertising. Plus, I could do stuff like say, fuck shit, your mama's dick and all that shit, and not worry about advertisers not wanting to advertise on my channel. Every little bit helps. So there's that. But I'm glad to be back. It's all throughout the years. I occasionally see somebody say, "Oh man, I really miss the Warzone." I hear it so much throughout the years, and I thought to myself, like, man, it's like with all this great technology we have now, like there's all these jumps in technology over the years, because at one point it was just audio, and then we went from audio to video, and now you got this. I did live streaming, and now you got live stream better than it ever was before. So it's just like, man, it's a good time to get back into this stuff. There's some cool tech out there, AI, this background here, that's all AI. I did that with AI. And I really mess with you guys tonight. See this light? That's a real light, and it matches the light in the AI. So it really looks like I'm in that room with all those robots and PCs and stuff. And so that's pretty cool. What else? I'm tired of looking over here. I want to look straight on. I want to look at you. So it's better if I do it this way. So anyway, let's see what we got here. Stalker 2? No, he's already asking me about games. All I've been playing is VR games. Titanfall. I started playing Black Ops 6. I haven't gotten into Black Myth or any of that stuff, or Warhammer yet. It's winter. Winter is when I usually do my heavy gaming. I gotta fix that. How did I do that? I made a mistake here. Hold on a second. I gotta fix something. After these messages, we'll be right back. That needs to be down here. There we go. Much better. Okay. So I during the winter there's no fishing season, and it's cold, and I don't go anywhere, so that's where I do most of my gaming. If you saw the stream the other night, I was mentioning in the stream and how, for some odd reason, in my older age, I'm better at gaming, and I thought you're supposed to get worse as you get older, but I've been kicking ass in fucking Titanfall and Call of Duty. I even got better at Souls games. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, my reflexes, all that stuff's supposed to be getting worse, and I'm doing better. Warzone playlist. Yeah, there's a playlist on the channel isn't really new. This channel used to be youtube.com/VGWarzone, and I just changed it to @DavisDaily, and I had hidden all the war zones, and I unhid all the war zones, so all the war zones that are on this channel are now available. And there's a playlist called Video Game Warzone. So if you go to the playlist, you can find it, and then you just start the playlist and go to work or go to sleep or whatever, and it's hours upon hours of war zones, and then my watch time hours goes up. It's a hack, I know, but it'll really help. I'll wake up in a panic when you Batman me. Oh yeah. I'm working on something for that, actually. I'm going to do some cool stuff for this channel. Just got the physical MVC collection. A lot of people got that Marvel vs. Capcom collection. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad they released it. I'm not really interested, to be honest with you. I've had all those games for either MAME, and I know you saw that Japanese briefcase that I bought, or that Chinese briefcase that had all those emulators in it. It had Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men, Children of the Atom. It had all that shit. So I'm like, why am I going to spend money on that? Tor, been in the Matrix hardcore. What else is going on with me? I'm trying to get out of technology. It's been really tough. The sad part about what's going on in my work life right now is I'm making so much money doing what I'm doing, but I'm a contractor, so I don't get the great benefits or the retirement or anything like that. So I can't leave because nobody else is willing to pay me this much. But I've only had one raise in 4 years. So it's so weird working, and it's just so weird where I'm at with my job right now. So I'm really trying to do things, all these side hustles, so that hopefully someday I don't have to do that anymore. Anyway, glad everybody's here. I wasn't sure how many people were going to show up. There's 9 people on. See the little counter I got right there? A little counter that tells you how many people are watching. That's pretty cool. And you can see all the chats there. And that's awesome. So this is my little control bit. This will change a little bit as we go on. Yeah. So let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about Microsoft and Sony. So I got to tell you, should we start with Sony? So I went over, I looked at those Jeff Keighley, the Game Awards nominees. I always look at them every year, even though I don't watch the show, because it is the biggest award show out there, because it's televised, unlike all the other shows that are just like, they put the awards on the website and that's it. And I always, and y'all gonna laugh at me, I always kind of thought that Jeff Keighley was kind of biased toward Sony. There were some years where I was like, yeah, that game really deserved it. But when I saw, and I know you guys are gonna say Astrobot was fucking awesome. Astrobot probably was fucking awesome because the first one was awesome. But it's one of two things. It's like, there's no way that Astrobot was Game of the Year quality. Or maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe there just wasn't shit released this year. What is it? Wasn't it that? What was Sony's big spring game this year? Was it Spider-Man 2? I can't remember. Come on, I know you guys got PlayStation. What was the big game this year? Was it Ragnarok? I cannot remember. I can look it up. Oh yeah, we have internet. Hold on a second. PlayStation 2024 releases. Okay. Here we go. Last of Us 2 remastered. That doesn't count. I could have swore there was like a God of War or something. Oh, well, Helldivers, kinda Helldivers, but that was on PC too, I guess. I should have did a search on exclusive. I could have swore there was a God of War or something. Because if there wasn't any other big Sony title, Horizon Forbidden West. Is that it? Complete edition? No, that came out for the PC. I don't know. Let's see what the chat has to say. Helldivers 2. Oh, here we go. Dragon Age. He is biased. DLCs and remakes don't belong on the Game of the Year. Thank you. I'm glad I'm the only one who doesn't think that. But yeah, there was really nobody. Like, Sony usually releases like 4 exclusive bangers every year. If you see me sliding around, it's because my camera tracks me, and in the background's of AI, so it kind of looks cool. There were no real bangers from Sony. You know, the Sony bangers, the God of Wars, the Uncharted's. I don't remember any banger coming out. I did think Helldivers 2 was fucking awesome, but I thought Spidey 2 was this year because I remember talking about it and talking about the graphics, how they look like a PS4 game, and why does it look like it was rushed and all this stuff. Anyway, that's Sony. Then you got Microsoft, okay? I gotta say that Microsoft is really delivering on the Game Pass promise, and I can't tell if buying all these companies changed anything. Like, I don't think buying Activision made Call of Duty a better game. I do think Call of Duty 6 it's really fun. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it's pretty fun. So once in a while I'll get in and I'll play and I'm having a blast. But it's still your typical Call of Duty. But here's the thing, and this is the thing I brought up years ago. That people, gamers as a whole, a lot of gamers just don't understand. Guys who like PlayStation, like if PlayStation's their favorite console, they like single player, third person narrative games. And if you're an Xbox guy, you like multiplayer games. You like online games, games as a service. That's what Xbox guys like. So when Sony tries to do an online game of service, it usually doesn't do too well. And when Microsoft tries to do a third-person narrative game, it usually doesn't do too well. So, like, I think that there are gamers on each console that want all those types of games. But because the bulk of PlayStation guys like those single-player games, and the bulk of Microsoft guys like those multiplayer games, you just got to play to your fan base. Not to say that multiplayer games don't sell on Sony. I mean, you got the Call of Duties on Sony, and you got the single-player games, you got the Assassin's Creeds and all those games on Microsoft, but those are third-party games. I'm talking about the exclusive stuff. I think Microsoft does better with the multiplayer exclusives, and I think Sony does better with the single-player exclusives. And then you got Indiana Jones coming out, which is now, quote-unquote, a Microsoft game, so we'll have to see how that is. Yes, Stellar Blade did come out, but it also came out on PC, and I don't know if that counts as a Sony PlayStation exclusive banger because it was day and date with PC, but I guess that's just how Sony's doing it now. I mean, I guess you don't have to wait anymore. Didn't Ragnarok already come out for PC? I think the only thing that hasn't come out for PC yet is Spider-Man 2. It's hard for me to keep track of this stuff because I'm not into it like I used to be into it, which is another reason why I did this show. Because I can get all the info from you guys, and you guys can fill in all those blank spaces that I can't fill in. Let's see, what else did I have on this? Hold on a second. But I honestly believe that another reason why I did this, I don't think Microsoft and Sony did bad. I just feel that I don't think the systems were too soon. I just feel like this generation is a lot like last generation. It's a lot like last generation, and I don't think they're doing anything on these consoles that's blowing us away. Which will segue me into VR. Okay? How many people that are watching this show right now have jumped on the VR bandwagon? Just type a 1 in the chat. I'm dying to know. I know there's a slight delay, so. Or maybe none of you. Maybe nobody in here has gotten a VR headset yet. None of you guys that own PlayStations have gotten the PlayStation VR yet, which is failing miserably. That's interesting. So it's funny how all these years we had asked for all these things. We wanted super incredible graphics and 60 frames per second and 4K. So Microsoft and Sony give us those consoles. So we got all that stuff. We got the graphics. We got the 60 frames per second. We got the 4K. We got backwards compatibility, at least on Xbox. I'm still up in the air with the PlayStation backwards compatibility. At least you can play PS4 games. I still don't understand why I'm able to play Bloodborne on my PS5 without a disc. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. It doesn't make any sense. Unless at one point it was available for download and I verified it with a disc and I downloaded it. I can't even remember. Andrew Ayala, I'm hop on Black Ops 6 right now in a few minutes. I'm still playing the campaign. Also was done with Microsoft. It's good so far. Can't wait to get into zombies and more of the multiplayer. First time I ran into your channel, I was watching all the little onion, a little of the Onion video, and I like. Oh, cool. I like that. All right, good. Somebody that came on from the Onion Dip video. That's cool. Andrew Ayala, welcome aboard. A lot of these guys in this channel with you, Andrew, they've been listening to me for over a decade. Actually, 2 decades. 2 decades, I'd say. Almost 2 decades, right? Because I think we started this in 2008, 2009. Anyway, we got everything we wanted from consoles. So there's nothing left to give us, right? Sony said, "Okay, I'm going to give you VR." Microsoft tried that Kinect stuff or whatever, but Microsoft seems to just be sticking to games as a service online. I don't know what Sony's trying to do right now. I think Sony's finally jumping on the PC bandwagon because there's money there. But we have gaming PCs, and the consoles still don't match the power of the gaming PC because the gaming PC is changing. It's always 3 or 4 generations ahead of consoles. So what is there? What's left for us to impress us? And it's like, if you think about it, people are excited about this Marvel versus Capcom thing. A lot of those games came out when you guys weren't even born or when you were children. Like, were you alive when Children of the Atom came out? So we're still screaming for nostalgia and all that old stuff. But where's the new stuff that's really impressing us on console? Like, you could say, like, Black Myth Wukong is absolutely beautiful. Probably one of the best looking third-person action games ever made. Animation, graphics, all that stuff is cool. But deep down, it's still not a Souls game, but a Gaiden. I call it a Gaiden game. It's a 3D action brawler, boss after boss, enemy after enemy. It's not something that's new. How they present it was beautiful, you know. And there's some cool things in there, like taking the powers of your enemies and using them. But it's not something we really haven't seen before. It's just something that looks pretty good, and it's a good story, and it's a good experience. But it's not groundbreaking. It's like, oh my God, did you see that? It's not. It's like, yeah, I got Black Myth. It's pretty cool. So that brings me to VR. As you know, years ago, I interviewed Palmer Luckey. I think it was at PAX. I interviewed Palmer Luckey, and then they invited us to CES to check out the Oculus for the first time, and I did that reaction video, and it was absolutely amazing. It got hits. I think it got over 500,000 hits, which was huge for YouTube at the time. It was featured in Forbes. Joe Rogan talked about that video. It was big. And then I got the Dev Kit 2, and I played around with that. Thought it was amazing. Loved bringing people in to see it. And then I got rid of my Dev Kit 2. I sold it. And I was waiting because you guys know I'm kind of a snob for technology, and I want the best of the best. So I'm like, I'm going to wait until this VR thing really gets really good, and then I'll invest in it. And then I saw the prices of some of the VR units that came out. I'm just like, I'm not paying $1,200 for VR. I'm just not doing it. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to wait. And then the Meta Quest came out, Meta Quest 2. And I was looking at the Steam. I'm like, still too much. Then I looked at the Pimax. I'm like, I still don't want to spend $500 on it. And then they announced the Meta Quest 3S. So they announced the Meta Quest 3S, and I'm on Facebook. Now, John Shaw's been telling me to get into VR for at least the last 2 years. John took the red pill. Is it the red pill? What's the one that takes you out of the Matrix? It's the red pill, right? I can't remember. Anyway, John's been in the VR for the last couple of years, and he's been trying to get me into it. He's like, fuck this flat screen bullshit. You need to get into VR. And I'm like, John, I'm just waiting for the perfect time, right? So I saw that ad for the Meta Quest 3S, and it was like $300, $399? Hold on a second. You can see how my mind's working nowadays. I don't remember shit. Meta Quest 3S, $299, right? $299 for a Meta Quest 3S. And I'm like, okay, I can get VR, and you don't need the tracking things in your room, because that was also a thing I didn't like. How you had to set up the tracking things. You had to tether it to your computer. You had cables going to your computer. I'm like, I don't want all that stuff. I'm like, wow, $299, I get a VR that I could just wear anywhere, and I can connect to my Steam VR games wirelessly through the device. And I'm like, that's cool. And I'm like, I'll do it. $299. It's like $58 a month. You can do a payment plan. So I was like, oh, I'll just pay $58 a month. So I got the unit. It shipped to me. And then I dove into the MetaQuest store. And the rest was history. I'm telling you right now, if you guys haven't gotten a VR, if you got a PlayStation 5 and you're waiting to get a PSVR, save your money. Don't do it. Don't even bother doing it. I'm telling you. I mean, you could do what you want with your money, but you know how much a PSVR. Let's see how much PSVR costs. I thought it was like $500. Let's see, PSVR price. So they dropped it. So it was $550, now it's $349. So you can get a PS3R for $349. That's not a bad value proposition. Okay? But again, the amount of games available for the PSVR versus the MetaQuest, it's just like, it's not even a conversation. And the fact that you can play Steam VR games on your MetaQuest wirelessly through your PC is a freaking game changer. It's a freaking game changer. So you're talking about PC VR graphics on your MetaQuest with no wires. So I'm like, I did a nosedive into the rabbit hole of this MetaQuest, and there's so much cool stuff. And I just kept seeing cool, like the movie theater thing. I was like, oh, I'm going to spend $3,000 something on that stupid Apple Vision Pro just so I could pretend I'm sitting in a movie theater. And MetaQuest 3S has that same shit. It was mind blowing. It was mind blowing. And it's not, and the way they have it set up is it scans your environment, so it knows where the floor, the ceiling, the walls are. You can stand up, you can walk around with the VR headset, and you don't get dizzy. And the mixed reality stuff is friggin' amazing. I'm talking stuff that is blowing my mind and will blow your mind like games used to. Remember when games used to blow our mind? There was a time when games used to blow our mind. Remember when we played Mario 64 for the first time? When we played fucking Gears of War for the first time? When the very first time you saw Gears of War, you were like, oh my God, this is incredible. Right? You went crazy. And what game is making you do that nowadays? I dare you to pick a game. I dare you. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC. There aren't games that are really like blowing your mind like that. They're either a first-person shooter, strategy game, a fighting game, a racing game. Same shit. Side-scrolling puzzle game. Same shit that's been going on for years. They just changed the graphics. Put a couple different mechanics in it, but it's nothing that's making you go like, oh my God, did you see that? You need to buy it right now. Like, when's the last time you heard, you had somebody call you up and say, did you get this game on PlayStation? You need to download it right now. Stop what you're doing. Right? There's the Soul Calibur, like when Soul Calibur first came out. Yes. Yeah, when it first came out. But I challenge anybody that's in this chat right now to tell me, what came out in the last 10 years that blew your fucking mind in terms of a game-changing gameplay experience? Nothing. There's nothing. You can say, well, Spider-Man was pretty cool when that came out. Yes, it was, but it was nothing new. It was nothing new. It was a better Spider-Man. It was better than the Activision Spider-Man games. Nope. Helldivers 2. Nope. Helldivers 2 was just a third-person shooter killing bugs. It was cool. But it wasn't like, oh my fucking God, did you see Helldivers 2? For me, it was like, hey, this is pretty fucking cool. You get your own ship and you get to go and fight bugs with people. It was cool, but it didn't blow my mind. If I was broke and had gone to Best Buy and put a MetaQuest 3S on my head and played it, I would have found a way to buy that thing. That's how dope it was. I would have went and flipped burgers just to make $400 to buy that MetaQuest. That's what it did to me when I first put it on. The racing games, the fucking Batman game on MetaQuest. Oh my God, the Batman game. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, better than any Batman game I've ever played. You're fucking Batman. You're Batman. You're not playing a Batman character, a little 3D cute character. You're fucking Batman. When you fight, you gotta throw the punches and all that shit. You throw the little batarang, and it's fucking amazing. There's a game in there called Inspire 1, and it's if Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell had a VR baby. Inspire 1. Right there on the MetaQuest store. Stealth, crawling, climbing. Halo Infinite gave me chills when I started playing it. So many memories felt like, yeah, because it was a good Halo game and you enjoyed it. It gave you chills, but it didn't blow you out the fucking water. Like, I wish I could go to each of your houses and just bring this MetaQuest. Is there anybody here who's never tried VR before? Just type a 1 in the chat. Because I think a lot of it is you have, and don't get me wrong, VR isn't for everybody. There's got to be some gamers out there that be like, nah, fuck this shit, man. Or I get too dizzy, or it's just not, I get it. It's not for everybody. But I'm an escapist. So when I put that thing on, I'm in another world, man. I'm telling you, you're in that fucking world. You've never tried it, Ice? You've never tried it? Holy shit. I just can't believe it. I can't. And knowing you, Ice, you would probably love it. You would probably love it, especially the type of games you like to play. VR is garbage. Futuristic Viper. Oh, God. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you have to try the MetaQuest. Futuristic Viper is back. So Daniel, you've never tried it either. You know what? See, like if I had money flying out of my pockets, I would fly out to all you guys and have you experience it. I'd say, what's your favorite genre? And I'd load up that game and put it on your head. Oh my God, it's just there's a friggin' Star Wars trilogy on MetaQuest. Each episode is $10. It's called Vader. It's like Vader or something or other. It's notice how I have to keep checking shit. Let's see. It's called Vader. And I just got that last night. I actually recorded that. It's called Vader Immortal. And I actually recorded that first episode, so that's going to go up tomorrow. That's going to be my Thanksgiving post, is my gameplay. Dude, holding the lightsaber and flying in the ship and walking around the ship. It's just, oh my God. Total escapism, dude. Andrew, I have a PS5 too currently, and from my experience with the Xbox 360 Kinect and the video game the Xbox came with, Michael Jackson, this experience, I really thought that was not worth it. You know what? It wasn't. Was a failure, but it was cool at first, but I don't know. The virtual reality never really called my attention because I thought it would be similar to the Kinect. Cool idea. No, it's not. So, for me, I'll tell you, because I played everything. The Kinect is like the Wii U. It's like the Wii, except you don't need a controller. So the Wii was actually better because it had the controller, it had better tracking. Imagine you put the Wii controllers in your hand, but instead of looking on the screen, you were inside the game. You're inside the game. You look around, you're inside the game. You're in the boxing ring. You're in that world. You really have to have a wild imagination, I think, to appreciate VR. And I think most gamers do have a wild imagination, but you literally have to let yourself go. And if you're a person who likes escaping, if you want to be in another world, fuck this world. Like if you want to be in another world, it's fucking amazing. I mean, if you watch any of my videos, you've seen my reaction. Like as soon as I put that thing on, I'm in that world. I'm in that world. It's fucking amazing. It's in the sound, you can hear sound all around you. And don't get me started on the adult stuff I found on Steam. Don't even get me started on that stuff, because that stuff was like, I'm like, this can't be all that great. Let me try it out. Let me try one out, right? There's this one called Love and Lust. Holy shit. She was right in front of me. It was like she was really right in front of me. It just, like I said, if you're an escapist, and you love that shit, there you go, Ice. Supposedly, the Cyberpunk VR mod is better than the regular game. Did you see the video for that? There's a whole gameplay video, and don't get me wrong, guys. If you've been watching video gameplays of VR games, doesn't do it justice at all. Doesn't do it. It's like watching somebody play a first-person shooter. Watching somebody play a video. If you're watching somebody play VR on YouTube, you're watching for their reaction, not to get really a feeling what the game's like, but more so for the reaction. But when you're actually in that world doing those things, it's fucking mind-blowing. But Ice, if you haven't seen the video for Cyberpunk VR, check it out and listen to what that guy has to say about it. He says it's way better than the flat screen version. And I'm probably going to get that. I'm definitely going to get that mod for Cyberpunk and start fucking around in that world, because that's just, it's amazing. And the other thing that blows my mind about this is like it's $299 or $399 for this thing. Did I say $299 or $399? I think it's $399. Anyway, is the graphics. So you got stuff that looks. You have stuff that looks like Wii. You know, your Wii type of graphics, your indie developer type of graphics. But they can go full PC graphics on this thing, right? And not only that, but when you're playing the Steam VR games, it's the PC graphics. You're playing the PC graphics on your MetaQuest. It's like, And it's such a bargain. It's such a bargain. Like, I can't, like, if you, here's the thing. You know, we got those tariffs coming, so y'all better buy your shit now. You better buy your shit now, because come January 20th, as far as electronics goes, we're screwed. So you better get all your shit now. Get it now. You better, if you need a new phone, you need a new iPhone, those come from China, you better get a new iPhone now, or you're going to be paying like $2,700 for an iPhone. Anyway, so that's my take on that. I am going to CES again this year. I'm being very picky and choosy about the appointments I take this year. You got a 7900 ICE? Holy are you serious? I just bought a 4070 Ti Super, but I need to upgrade my whole computer. But I wanted to get ray tracing, so I got a 4070 Ti Super GeForce RTX from MSI. Thing is badass. I got frames now. But yeah, so I'm going to CES. I got a couple things I'm going to see. All the appointments are lining up. I'm going to be there all week, from Saturday to Saturday. I'm going to see Hip Hop Gamer. I'll see Tony out there. A few celebrities. You always see some celebrities out there, but I'm really looking to see stuff that I think will interest you guys in terms of tech and gaming. There's going to be a lot of VR stuff. There's going to be a lot of AI stuff. AI is scary. I'm telling you right now, if you want to make some money, learn AI. Like, learn how to do the stuff like I did behind me. I'm on the fence with AI. I like some of the things it can do, but I think people will abuse it, and that's a problem. But I think when you're doing cool stuff like this background or the Warzone Aftermath photo I made here in AI, that's pretty freaking cool. I think I must have did like about 15 or no, I think I did about 18 to 20 photos to come up with that one. And there's some Easter eggs in that picture if you notice. There's a couple. But AI is pretty cool if you use it responsibly. You know. But I'm having fun with AI. There's going to be lots of stuff at AI, lots of robotics at CES. I actually just got invited to see the latest version of the Sony Afila car, the Sony and Honda collaboration. So I'll be seeing that on Monday and getting video of that. I know a lot of you guys are interested to see some of the PlayStation integration in that car. So check that out. Again, Davis Daily will be posted daily while I'm at CES. That's every day. I'll be shoving videos up, capture my footage, go to the hotel, edit and upload. My laptop isn't as fast as my home computer, but I could still get those clips up pretty fast. So look for all that stuff during that week. Watch it, like it, subscribe. So that'll be fun. I don't know what else they're gonna have. I'm just starting to get invites. Invites really start pouring in after Thanksgiving, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see a lot of stuff. Stern Pinball invited me. There's this company that makes custom PC gaming cases that I'm gonna go check out while I'm there, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So that's gonna be great. And that's it for me. That's my update. Again, this show is going to be every Wednesday at 10 p.m. The reason why I pick Wednesday is because that way it won't clash with the Throwdown shows. There's 2 Throwdown shows. I think there's one on Sunday and one on Thursday. I definitely don't want to do this on Friday because when tournament season starts again, I want to be in bed early. Don't want to be up doing this podcast. And Future Survivor says, Tor, it's all about the next Sony QD OLED. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some great stuff. I'm still an LG guy, but I don't know yet. I mean, they got this new projector out called the Valeron or whatever. That's like an 8K projector. It's absolutely amazing, but I don't know. I'll be in the market for a new TV probably in a year or two, and I definitely want to get an OLED, but I'm probably going to get an LG. Eat good as fuck and happy turkey day, you bastards. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Eat responsibly, drink responsibly, enjoy yourselves, catch up on some games, and watch the Vader Immortal video I'm going to drop tomorrow morning. I'm going to drop it at 6 a.m. I think you'll like that. Sony does get their screens from LG. They used to get them from Samsung. But now LG's the top screen maker. TVs are going to go up in price too come January 20th. Oh, God. But, yeah, I hope you guys are excited and you're glad that this is back. It's very important that you leave comments on these videos. And you like, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe if you find the content interesting. And, yeah, make sure you play that Warzone playlist while you're sleeping and while you're at work. So I can get my public watch hours up and get monetized, and then we could really have some fun. You guys can buy me coffee. And memory cards. And things I don't need, but I want. Any questions before we go? You guys happy? You happy it's back? You happy the retirement's over? I'm going to be doing this shit till I'm dead. I'm going to be in my hospital bed. Welcome to Warzone episode 3300. Gas will go down. No, because we still import oil out of the country, and with tariffs on Mexico and Canada also, gas prices will go up. They're only going down right now because of they always go down in the winter, but gas prices are going to be fucked up too, because look at where we get gas from. We get gas. We get all kinds of shit. I didn't even know this. We get all kinds of shit from Mexico. I knew we got car parts and like Mexican Coca-Cola and shit like that, but goddamn. Yeah, your 401k has been killing it right now, but I don't know I think here's my bet. Well, I don't want to get political at all. We don't do that here, but I have a strong feeling that we're going to fast track into a recession by the middle of next year. You heard it here first on Warzone Aftermath with Torrance Davis. When you got to get a motorcycle and feel the open road, brother. Oh, I have a VR game where I can do that. I just put a fan in front of me and go into the game. I'm good to go. My son's been riding around on scooters. So I was considering getting an electric scooter for big guys and checking that out because he looks like he has a lot of fun on that. Or maybe a bike. I don't know. But right now, I'm focused on the now, what's going on now, and getting all this shit running and continue to do my hustle, do my side hustle. I got to get my Part 107. I'm falling behind on that, so I got to jump on that. I got to get that soon. So, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. But who's that? Blackula 305. Okay, that's another new name. A couple new names tonight. All right, people. Yeah, check tomorrow for the Vader Immortal video. And I will see you all next week. Titanfall Tuesdays on Tuesday. And thanks for showing up. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me for the years. And, it's back. Does your son like, if not, what are his hobbies? He does like games. He likes zombies. He loves watching scary movies. He loves fighting too, so he's in the UFC and all that stuff. He used to take Krav Maga. Baldur's Gate 3 was dope as fuck. You should try it. I'm not a Baldur's Gate fan. I do want to try the new Warhammer though. And I actually want to get back to Sekiro. I want to get back to all that old shit. I gotta play through Mass Effect 3. I literally have until May to get all these games done. And then Fishing Season's back. When Fishing Season's here, I only do Titanfall and that's it. Nothing else. And like right now is the time for me to beat games. So we'll see what happens. You should get them on. LOL. Well, I know he wants to play. I know he wants to play the new zombie. He loves zombies. Loves it to death. Nintendo GameCube Super Smash Bros. Melee was the GOAT. Is that what that is? Yeah. Warhammer was dope. PvP. Oh, so Warhammer is good. I haven't really heard much about it. But it did look interesting to me. I still want to get Black Myth. I still haven't bought it. I still want to get it. VR fucked me. Let's put it this way. VR fucked me all up. If it wasn't for VR, I'd have Warhammer. I'd have Black Myth. I'd probably have another game. When I got that VR headset, it fucked everything up for me. Everything. And I'm just like, oh shit. Tori, your backlog longer than Train Smoke. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But you know what? I've accepted the fact that there's certain games that I'm just never gonna. You guys don't know this. I hopped back onto Bloodborne. Like last month, I got back. This is if you follow me on Facebook, somebody's got to have this answer, because I can't remember. I could have swore on the PlayStation 5, if you wanted a digital version of the game, you had to have PS Plus or something. And if you had PS Plus and I think they verified the disc, then you could download it. Somehow I downloaded Bloodborne onto my PS5 and I don't need the disc to play it. It's blowing my fucking mind. There's like 2 PlayStation 4 games I have that I don't need the disc to play on my PS5. And I still can't figure out why. It doesn't make any sense to me. I asked Tony. He didn't know. He didn't understand it either. On the Warzone. Tori, you're back on. Would be interesting hearing you two discuss games. This motherfucker's backlog goes back to the Saturn. He's right. It does. It goes back to the Saturn. But I'll be honest with you. I think I beat more Saturn games than any other console. Per capita. Meaning my ratio of games beaten on the Saturn was higher than any other console. But I think I've beaten, to be honest with you, I think I've beaten more games on my PlayStation consoles than I have my my Sega Saturn, because, you know, PlayStation's those single player experiences. You know? You know what else I started playing the other night? I went back to Darksiders 1. I started playing Darksiders 1 and I was like, oh shit, this game's still fucking dope. So I started playing Darksiders 1 on the PC, the remastered version. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, I've accepted the fact that I'm going to die and not all my games are going to be beaten. You know what? I don't even care. I think I have literally one more boss fight in Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. But I don't feel like setting it all up to finish the game. Like, what for? I've also realized in this age that there are more important things to life than seeing credits in a video game. So I make that stuff a priority now. You know? I don't stress over beating games. Like, if I beat a game, it's because I want to. Like, I want to beat Mass Effect 3. So I'll do that, you know, and yeah, that's it. This guy can't handle Game Pass. Yeah, Game Pass kind of fucks me up, because something will come out and I'm like, oh man, I need to get that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I got Game Pass. All I gotta do is download it. And I'll download it and be like, oh shit, here we go. I downloaded Star Citizen. What the fuck is that Bethesda game? That whatever the fuck that game is. I downloaded that and I put like 2 hours into that. I'll probably never play it again. It's not something I want to play. I mean, you know, building your own ship and stuff is cool, but I'm just like, I'm done. All right, y'all. I'm going to log off. I will see you on the next videos. Don't forget to like this video. Check out the playlist. And I will see you guys again live next Wednesday on Warzone Aftermath.